coexistence of the self and the body, of the self and the body. Okay. So already in module 1 we have discussed the concept of value education. Okay, we have a detailed discussion of the self exploration. Okay, and basic aspiration of human being is happiness, prosperity, and its continuity. These are the things we have discussed: happiness, prosperity, and its continuity. And also we have discussed that we have said that happiness is to be in harmony, and the program for continuous happiness is to live in harmony at all levels, from individual level to family level to society, and from the and to the nature and existence. So if we want to live in harmony, so we have to manage all these levels accordingly, otherwise the happiness cannot be sustained permanently. Okay, and from that we have already also discussed the concept of sensation, and I think you have already able to recap that sensation is temporary, and it's not fixed, or it's not uh, generated through the nature of that is natural acceptance. Okay, so that actually been changed from one to another, and this is the reason the happiness generated from the sensation, okay, is actually momentary or the temporary basis. So now today's discussion is that understanding the human being as coexistence of the self and the body. So we are human being, and we are human beings, and we need to first understand ourselves. Okay, so now first thing is, what is human being? What is human being? But from the perspective of this subject, okay, from the perspective of this subject is that human being is the coexistence of the self and the body. Self means, what is self? Self is that means self is, that is I, this I. Okay, and body is what we see with our eyes. Clear? So what is self and what is body? So self means this is you as a self. Okay, and the body means here that we see with our eyes. Okay, the things that you visualize. So human being, in that case, we need to uh, that is, if you just make a table, human being human being and this is This self and body, actually self and this body, this is coexistence. How will you value that? Is suppose need. Okay, for self, what is need? For self, if you just consider self, for need is actually happiness. हो सकता है आपका gratitude, respect, माने example actually, example happiness, respect. But in case of body, that is physical facility. Yes or no? Hello. So example, food, clothes. Okay. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now if you just think in time, so this self happiness, it is continuous. It is continuous, but it is temporary. Agreed or not? Hello. But in quantity, if you check in quantity, it is qualitative. Qualitative. स्पेलिंग क्या है? क्वालिटेटिव, ठीक है स्पेलिंग क्वालिटेटिव. और qualitative means feeling, but it is one. So this is either that depends from the person, from this the concept of education sanskar. Okay, so this in quality, what you actually want to accumulate, obviously it is quantitative, and it depends on either in limited quantity or you want more, so that depends. Okay, but it is full. Now the concept is fulfilled by okay, right understanding and right feeling. Right understanding and right feeling. But fulfilled by, इसमें क्या होगा बोलो? हेलो. So physiochemical changes, physiochemical things. Okay, because things which are actually physical things. Okay, so it is not fulfilled by this right understanding and right feeling. After that, activity wise, what you will do? Activity, desire, हो सकता है thought, expectation, desire, thought, and expectation. Or this, it is basically by eating, walking, these things. Okay, but time, if you, with respect to time, if you just check it, this is continuous. this is continuous and it is temporary. Okay. And another that's point is response. Okay. Knowing. Response, knowing, assuming, okay, fulfilling, and it is basically recognizing, so this is actually this comes under this comes under consciousness, but this all these things that is material. So just think this table actually. If you just think this, if you just agree with the table, I think this chapter doesn't have any problem. This lecture, it is the main thing that is mentioned over here. That is, self and body must be coexistence, or they are interdependent with each other. Interdependent, or you can say interdependent. You cannot say that is they are linked in some respect. Okay, so and we have to move with this too. So here the need, जैसे human being का self में होता है तो happiness, okay, or you can say the in case of body that is food. So I think that is in time to obviously it is continuous, because happiness, gratitude, respect, these things actually it should be continuous, and it is not it is not temporary. But the physical facility, this accumulation of physical facility, that is not permanent, that is temporary. And as why it is temporary? Because the needs are changing continuously. The needs are actually changing continuously. Okay, then fulfilled, how will you fulfill that? This is fulfilled by right understanding and right feeling. Already we have discussed this, what is right understanding, what is right feeling, and until unless these things are right understanding and right feeling, आपको just you can move towards prosperity. But the fulfilled by this physical things is physiochemical things, and this activity is normal, that is desire, thought, expectation. In that case it is eating, walking, the things that we used to do daily. Okay, on the basis of that this body functionality is actually maintained. So that is thing. And obviously देखो, time, with respect to time, this is continuous, this is a continuous, but this is temporary, because we have to uh, go with this physical needs. Okay, we have to, we cannot deny this. So and accordingly we will change our change the things. So basically this is temporary. Okay, and if you can relate this concept with the sensation, that is a test. Okay, that we have discussed in the previous class. Are you able to remember it or not?
Yes, sir.
So you can, that is that time I have also said that this was temporary. And response, if you just consider response, so how will you get this uh, wait, okay, uh, uh, just 2 minutes, wait. Okay, so response means knowing, assuming, and fulfilling. Whereas this is recognizing and fulfilling, because we need to recognize. Why अच्छा बोलो तो what just response in the self and body, anyone can elaborate it? Anyone? Hello. Hello, please. Are you able to respond or not?
Yes, sir.
बोलो एकटू थोड़ा. Anyone? So recognizing, why these recognizing terms are used over here? Because you have to recognize your need. Until and unless you will able to do that, okay, so you will never be happy. And you जो थिंग हम लोग डिस्कस किए, जो हम लोग सारे टाइम आपको लगेगा कि आप डिप्राइव होने जा रहे हैं. That's the thing. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if you just if from that table, I think the need of the self and body, you can easily write down the difference. If I just send you this class discussion page, so I think you can easily write this or not. So all the needs related to the self are so you have to mention all the needs related to the self are continuous, while all the needs related to the body are acquired for a limited time period. All the needs required for self is permanent, okay, but all the needs required for the body, which is temporary or for a limited time period. Okay, so and this is the way we can differentiate between the self and body. Okay, and another way you can define the very important thing, that is the quantitative and qualitative. Okay, the obviously the need for food is quantitative in nature. Okay, but the need for clothes or shelter, etc. But the feeling, respect, trust, gratitude is not quantitative. Huh? It is possible, yeah. Please bring 2 kgs of respect or trust. Is it possible? So feelings are all feelings. This is always quantitative. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
2 kg ट्रस्ट लेके आओ, हो सकता है? बोलो. 2 meters of trust ऐसे तो नहीं होता है ना. So it's obviously quantitative. But the thing is that need for food is fulfilled by physical. Okay. So the response of self and body, that's one thing that we need to discuss. आज का बहुत छोटा टॉपिक है, तो हर दिन एक ही लेक्चर को ये करेंगे, ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लगेगा. तुम लोग कब आ रहे हो सब? क्या तुम लोग का क्लास ऑनलाइन होगा कि ऑफलाइन होगा? क्या माने थ्योरी क्लास कैसे चलेगा, कुछ आइडिया
है? 15 के बाद कुछ दिन वेट करेंगे सर लोग, फिर ऑफलाइन हो जाएगा.
हैं
सर 15 तक ये है सर, ऑनलाइन होगा, उसके बाद थोड़ा दिन वेट करेंगे, मतलब 1-2 वीक, फिर ऑफलाइन होगा अगर स्टूडेंट आएंगे उतने तक. तो
तुम लोग के सब सारे तुम्हारा क्लास में क्या स्थिति है? कि माने
आ रहे सर, मैक्सिमम लोग आ रहे.
अच्छा, स्टूडेंट शुड प्रिपेयर देमसेल्व्स फॉर ऑफलाइन एग्जाम. केस एक नोटिस आया, देखते हैं. Students switching 80% of the capacity in a lecture hall is currently. कुछ आएगा, देखो तुम्हारे पास भी कुछ ही है. तो तुम लोग ऑनलाइन ऑफलाइन मोड, which mode you right now you are preferring which mode? Online na offline?
sir, offline class and online exam.
ये बहुत मैंने एकदम आइडियल सिचुएशन बता दिया तुम, एकदम
यही
आइडियल
चाहते हैं सर।
है। तुमने सारे स्टूडेंट ऐसे ही चाहते हैं ना, ऑफलाइन क्लास ऑनलाइन एग्जाम, वेरी गुड। तुम यूनिवर्सिटी में एक बहुत बड़ा पोस्ट में जाओगे लगता है तुम्हारे जैसे। ठीक है चलो,
Planning
रेस्पॉन्स
करनी है sir.
okay, so now the thing is that our next discussion is response based on knowing and response based on assuming without knowing. तो एक तो हो सकता है कि knowing, assuming, recognizing, fulfilling. ओके, knowing, assuming, आपको वर्ड समझ में आ रहा है ना? assuming, recognizing, fulfilling. ओके, सो इसको एक बॉक्स में डाल दो, और this part also please keep it in a box. ओके, सो एक तो आपका पास knowing हो जाएगा. If you just you know this thing, so I think you will able to reach to the solution. Yes or no? But assuming, recognizing and fulfilling में आपका प्रॉब्लम जेनरेट होगा. जो प्रॉब्लम होगा, तो हाउ विल यू सॉल्व इट? बाय एजुकेशन संस्कार. And you will get the solution. Okay, now what is type of problem हो सकता है? Assuming without knowing एक हो सकता है. Assuming without knowing, assuming without knowing. Okay, then assumption keeps changing. Assumption obviously keeps changing, huh? And conduct is indefinite. Conduct is indefinite. Conduct is indefinite means dependency. Okay, एक हो सकता है कि इससे एक प्रॉब्लम जनरेट होता है, दैट इज डिपेंडेंसी और एनस्लेवमेंट. ओके, डिपेंडेंस. So this is one problem, that is assuming without knowing. Assumption keeps changing. And another, our conduct level में that is conduct is indefinite. Okay, indefinite conduct means सबके मन में एक जो डिपेंडेंस होता है, एनस्लेवमेंट, ये पूरा चीज कुछ प्रॉब्लम को जनरेट कर सकते हैं, जो कि आपको एजुकेशन संस्कार के साथ मिला के सोल्यूशन के बारे में जाना पड़ेगा. Okay, this is one thing. Okay, I am just making this table. And also from the solution perspective, I am just writing the solution perspective over here. This is over here, that is knowing. this thing, solution के तरफ जो जाएगा, that is, ये हो सकता है knowing through self verification. How will you do that? Knowing through self verification. Knowing through self verification. Another way, on the basis of natural acceptance. And on the basis of living accordingly with your family, nature, existence, on the basis of living accordingly. Okay, so if you follow these three things through self verification, natural acceptance, and living accordingly, so आपका assumptions will be definite. Assumptions are definite. Assumptions are definite. Okay, so now, but on the basis of knowing these things, okay, and after that, conduct is also definite. Conduct is definite. Conduct is definite means actually self-organized. तो देखो एक जस्ट इसका एक बार इस डायग्राम का बारे में. So our thing is एक knowing, another thing is assuming, recognizing, and fulfilling. So if you know this, so I think you will easily get a solution. But if you do not have the idea, you are assuming it, you are trying to recognize it, fulfill. So ultimately the problem that will be solved by the education sanskar, and you will reach the solution. What type of problem? That is assuming without knowing. Okay, you are trying to assume something, and at the same time, and repeatedly your assumption keeps changing. You are not able to stick to one particular assumption. So for that reason, entirely you will be confused. Okay, and at the same time, some conduct is indefinite. Conduct is indefinite means that is some dependency. जो हमारा मन में डिपेंडेंसी होता है, कुछ एनस्लेवमेंट होता है. एनस्लेवमेंट जो हम लोगों का मन में जो कुछ है ना, उसी से कुछ प्रॉब्लम जनरेट हो सकता है. जो प्रॉब्लम आप एजुकेशन संस्कार का साथ मिलके सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. और एट द सेम टाइम, and if you just reach the solution, for reaching the solution, so obviously self verification, that is a self exploration, natural acceptance, and on the basis of living accordingly, you can live accordingly, you can sustain your happiness. And the thing is that assumptions are obviously definite, and this will lead to the conduct is also definite. This is self organized. Is there any doubt?
नो सर.
सबको समझ में आ गया?
यस सर.
Okay. Okay. So that is the self of the. So this is all about your this chapter. Okay. So but the one thing that you should remember, the self and the body, the self and the body, and the body are two different types of reality. Are two different types of reality. But self is the domain of domain of consciousness. Obviously consciousness. Yes or no? Okay. And this consciousness is fulfilled by knowing, assuming, recognizing, and fulfill. But the body is a domain of material. Body is a domain of material and fulfilled by recognizing and fulfilling, and only the activity as only has the activity, recognizing and fulfilling. Okay, in the same way, if you just consider happiness is it is possible by the fulfilled by right understanding and right feeling. Yes or no? And body
Yes,
is body is actually material unit, so it is actually satisfied by the physiochemical unit. Otherwise, it is actually dominated by actually. Okay. So the main thing, if I just conclude this chapter, that is, if we want to understand the human being, so we need to understand both the domain of consciousness as well as domain of material needs. Okay, and both the domain needs to be fulfilled separately, otherwise we will not able to get that happiness. Okay, so I think if you have, I will just upload this material today. So if you have any doubt, we can discuss later on, no problem. और अभी आपका पास कोई क्वेश्चन है तो आप बता सकते हैं, नहीं तो हम अभी क्लास क्लोज करेंगे. Is there any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No one is having any doubt. I think you can माने इस सब्जेक्ट लेके आपको उतना टेंशन होने का नहीं है, क्योंकि आप एटलीस्ट हर चैप्टर में जो हम लिख रहे हो उसी को आप फॉलो करते जाइएगा, और आपके पास कोई किताब होगा तो बहुत ही अच्छा होगा, क्योंकि आप लोग आ रहे हैं तो किताब तो मिल ही जाएगा, क्योंकि किताब से ही हम पूरा डिस्कस कर रहे हो, और इसमें क्या होता है, और लाइन बाय लाइन जो हम डिस्कशन हो रहा है इसी से आप लिख सकते हैं. आपका इंग्लिश, आपका खुद का इंग्लिश में आप यू कैन राइट इट इजीली.
सर लाइब्रेरी में बुक है ना इसका?
हाँ, इसका कुछ बुक है सफिशिएंट. इतना कॉपी है तो पता नहीं, बट द थिंग इज दैट आई थिंक यू कैन इजीली शेयर इट. ठीक है ना? थैंक
थैंक यू सर.
ओके, थैंक यू ऑल.
Thank you, sir.